Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus episode 973, authors who associate with top authors. You see a lot of authors out there who don't have a big name on their own. However, you see them always with other folks, with top of the line folks, top of the market folks. What does that mean? What are they? Are they some kind of weasel getting into the big author's business? No. They've simply networked. They've simply been there and not taken advantage of or done anything untoward, just simply around and helping in ways like, hey, could somebody do this for me? Sure, I'll do that. Volunteering to help doing various things and just getting known by the big name authors. You still have to write your own books. You still have to write great books. But being known by the big authors. When I first started, within a year, I'd published some books. Yeah, I made some money. I had some big sales. But my biggest claim to fame was starting that conference, the 20 Books Vegas conference, and inviting authors. Hey, oh, by the way, here I'm Craig Martelle, and would you like to come speak? I got turned down a lot when I first started, but at least they knew who I was at that point. And then later, they started showing up, and later, yeah, I'm there with them. And not about getting my picture taken with them, but being there with them and seeing, most importantly, and these are the important questions, what are they doing differently? Why are they up here when I'm down here with earnings, or I'm up here and they're up here? And what's the difference? And it's not a competition. It's just seeing those things that, hey, I'm not doing that, and I could be, and it wouldn't be hard. Who are they? This is another huge question. Who are they? And how are they different from their online persona or their writing persona? This last summer, I had the opportunity to meet Lucy Score, not for a long time, but I'll tell you that my first impression is she's exactly like what you see online, what you see in her newsletter, that she's funny, engaging, but an introvert. There she is. She has her persona. And that's a great thing. If you can be what you want to be and you try to be a better person online, in your newsletter, you write great things, but then in person, you're kind of grumpy, stodgy old dude that's losing his hair. You don't have to be. You can be a better person. You project it onto your characters and onto your writing persona, but then you personally, hey, let me move into that because I like that role. I like what that person is doing, and that person is part of me. So let your inner soul, the good part, out and be that person. And this is what you'll find from the biggest authors, that they have that persona. They're not this curmudgeonly a scumbag in person. Yeah, there are some exceptions, but generally what they project is what they are, because it's so much easier. You don't always have to be in character. So how do they shepherd their processes? And this is when you're talking 7-figure authors. What do they do differently? They are masters of the process. They write great stories, but they're masters of the process. And what is their process, and how are you adapting your process to make sure that you become a master of it, especially if you want to reach towards the extremely lofty goals, the big numbers. So overall engagement, what do they do differently when it comes to engaging with their fans? And this is the big authors once again. They have a way to engage with their fans, and they have newsletter lists that are massive because people can't wait to hear from this author, their favorite author. So it means writing a great book. Can't harp on that enough. You got to write that great book. But then how do you engage with your readership? Well, I had big sales on that book, but I haven't sent a newsletter in 6 months. What? Bet you the big authors can't say that. They don't, because they're sending that newsletter regularly. They're engaging with their readers. They're running giveaways. They're doing giveaways. They're just giving stuff away, treating their fans like real fans and treating them well, because then they'll come back. I'm not talking about being a sycophant. I'm just talking about being kind and hanging out, networking, being there with people who you aspire to be like. Not that person, but that status of being up here, making enough money that you don't have to worry about a lot of other things. When you're first scraping along, you have to worry, hey, am I going to make enough to pay my ad spend on a credit card this month? You don't want to be there. Take those good lessons away and learn from the best. You are who you surround yourself by. And if you're surrounded by good people, people who are extremely successful, then you're probably going to climb that ladder too. And not because they're carrying you, but just because you listen and you learn the right lessons and you put those into practice. And guess what? Great things will happen. Peace, fellow humans.